Hello, dear friends. Welcome to the weekly service of the Middle East Vigil, week after week. The war is raging in the region, and in the last few hours, it is escalating with mounting violence on all sides, violating the most basic rules of respect for civilian lives. Today, we will focus briefly, but just focus on a specific situation, on the specific situation involving Lebanon, Israel, and Syria. A new scenario is about to develop. The new Syrian government and Israel are examining the possibility of fragmenting Lebanon. And they do this due to what they claim to be the failure of the Lebanese to deal with the Hezbollah. This isn't new. It has happened also in the past, but I don't know if it has been realized ever. Sorry for that. Forgot to close my phone. So let's take in consideration the three players: Lebanon, Israel, and Syria. We'll start with Lebanon, which is facing a deep economic political crisis. The state is weak, but it hasn't collapsed till now. It has a government, but it mainly functions through a patchwork of communities and power centers. The central player in Lebanon, in the government of Lebanon, is Hezbollah, which is a powerful political and a powerful military force, especially in south of Lebanon, where we have the border with Israel, if you take a look at the map. It's a player which is closely linked to Iran, which makes Lebanon part of a wider regional equation. This is Lebanon in a nutshell. Looking at Israel, its main concern was security along its northern border. And its concern was to keep Hezbollah forces at a distance. And this perpetuates for years, like 20 years at least, if not more, perpetuates violence on this border. Also in a nutshell. Now, looking at Syria, Syria is recovering from the war that was going on for so many years, and the fall of Assad, and it's trying to build itself anew, struggling with a complex configuration of factions. Also, in a very small nutshell. And Syria acts as a geographic and strategic corridor between Iran and Lebanon. So you see the Iran, the big country, and Lebanon, this small country. So if we put this together, we can see that the essential role Iran is playing, the essential key actor, which it operates both directly and through its regional allies. And its ally in the area is the Hezbollah. So if we consider the confrontation, the long confrontation on the Israel-Lebanon border, it is not only local, it is part of a broader dynamic. What we are seeing is a layered system. Lebanon being a front line, Syria a corridor between Iran and Lebanon, and Iran a strategic driver, and Israel as the counterforce. And this is the dynamic that I understand is happening in the area. Today, and only today and yesterday, the day before, the continued tension has erupted into such a violent, blown-up escalation. In those last days, Israel is expelling the population from southern Lebanon, destroying the area, which creates one more humanitarian disaster. And all this to keep the border secure. My dear friends, let's not forget that we in the Middle East Vigil group are trying to figure out something out of the chaos of the region. And we are sharing along the way with you, our co-workers in service, sharing our developing understanding. Thank you for being with us every week. Over to you, Efrat.
Thank you, Helen. Good evening, dear friends and co-workers. And thank you. Lots of gratitude for being here. As Helen brought the wider picture as much as we can, like she said in a nutshell, I will focus on the local experience here. We are still living in a reality of war with a sense that no one really knows where it is heading. People constantly talk about resilience, but the erosion is growing. The harm to both mental well-being and property is increasing. Children are left without proper educational framework. Business owners are not receiving financial compensation, and the economic situation is deteriorating. Residents of the north of the country, like Helen mentioned now in the borders with Lebanon, are living under daily shelling without enough protection. Within this reality, questions and voices opposing the war and the government are growing significantly. The protests are expanding and participants are experiencing severe violence from the police, which became like a part of the government which fights against the civilians. So may peace come upon all of us for the highest good of all. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Efrat and Helen, for giving us a little window in the ongoing chaos and violence. So we will do our part as much as is possible for us. Let us take a breath and settle into our body. Entering our inner place of silence and peace. Our own inner peace. Touching base with our heart, between the shoulder blades. And let our heart be purified so it may hold complex situations in harmlessness. The quality of our love is what counts. And collect our mental forces into the center of the head. And from here, we adopt an inclusive planetary perspective. Standing as the soul in incarnation in the will to love. Visualize ourselves coming together now on a mountain top overlooking the world. Our hearts unite and our minds synchronize. We stand soul to soul with all soul-guided servers within the Ajna center of the planet. As the one planetary server, and let us turn now our eyes towards struggling humanity. Just an overview, observing the forces in motion everywhere. Seeing these crystallized forms of an ending age as they spend their last forces in this chaotic, distorted, violent way. And now focusing in on the region of West Asia and just taking a moment to observe how these forces are being unleashed there in the extreme. Same forces, just in the extreme. In the fog of war, can we discern some of the different ideologies that are clashing, some of the thought forms? the mental war, national, religious, tribal, hemispherical, let's see now the effect on the emotional plane. This intense emotional vortex in West Asia, this inflammation in the emotional body of the world. And observe also the physical destruction, physical effects of this war. Let us just take a moment to hold our brothers and sisters in West Asia in our heart. And refocusing now on our mountain top as the world group doing our transmutive work now. We draw a line of light upwards towards hierarchy, the planetary heart. And open our hearts to the love that is there for us from our higher co-workers, to their presence. They are standing with us. And together with them, continuing the line towards Shambhala, the planetary head. And opening ourselves, our consciousness, to the bigger picture for West Asia, the destiny, the intended design in this friction zone between East and West. Taking a moment to just sense perhaps the potential of this area. Let us visualize the possible process of the violent conflict gradually and steadily transforming into a field of creative tension. From violent conflict into a field of creative tension. Tracing this possibility in our consciousness and making it available, maybe imprinting it into the psyche of the local people and humanity at large. Let's affirm this possibility of violent conflict turning into a field of creative tension. A constructive, creative place. And let us invoke the Lords of Liberation to help us release all these old patterns that stand in the way, in this way forward, and to awaken to our souls, so we may forge together a path for the saving force. Let the Lords of Liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to humanity. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and coming save. Come forth, Almighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light. And may we stand with massed intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth. The end of woe has come. Come forth, Almighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, Almighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, Almighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. See and sense a shaft of pure golden white light, broad and brilliant, flood West Asia. See a huge column of light pouring through all planes. Hold this column steady in the will to peace. See soul light flooding the mental plane of the Middle East. See soul light pouring into the astral plane of the Middle East. See soul light pouring into the etheric physical plane of the Middle East. penetrating into the earth, joining with the Devic forces, cleansing the ancient records of evil sharing, dissolving and purifying them, opening the way to the recognition that every human life is sacred and humanity is one. Let us bundle the cry for the coming one, who is called by different names in West Asia, but coming for all of us. Let us invoke him and visualize him in the center of a triangle between the spirit of peace, the Buddha, and the avatar of synthesis. Through his heart, visualize the saving force pouring into West Asia, through each nation, each ethnic group, each religious group. Revealing a possible way forward for all participants in this war. Visualize the principle of the highest good of all, silently impressing the awakening souls. And guiding humanity on the way from solar plexus dynamics into the heart. And this we affirm as we sound the great invocation in Hebrew, Farsi, and Arabic.
מנקודת האור אשר בדעת אל, יזרום האור אל דעת האדם, ירד האור על פני האדמה. מנקודת האהבה אשר בלב האל, תזרום האהבה בלבבות אנוש, ישוב מורה עולם על פני האדמה. מהמרכז שבו נודע רצון האל, תנחה תכלית את רצונות אדם, תכלית אותה מורי האנושות יודעים ומשרתים. מהמרכז, אשר נקרא המין האנושי, תוגשם תוכנית האהבה והאור, ויחתם הפתח אל הרע. יהי רצון, ויחדשו אור אהבה ועוצמה, את התוכנית על פני האדמה. אמן.
از نقطه نور در ذهن خداوند بگذار نور در ذهن انسانها جریان یابد. بگذار نور به زمین فرود آید. از نقطه عشق در قلب خداوند بگذار عشق در قلب انسانها جریان یابد. بگذار مسیح به زمین بازگردد. از مرکزی که در آن اراده خداوند شناخته شده است، بگذار هدف اراده های کوچک انسانها را راهنمایی کند. هدفی که استادان می دانند و خدمت می کنند. از مرکزی که ما آن را نژاد انسان می نامیم، بگذار نقشه عشق و نور کارگر افتد و در به سوی دنیای تاریکی را ببندد. بگذار نور و عشق و قدرت نقشه زمین را بازسازی کنند.
من نقطة النور في العقل الإلهي ليشع النور في عقول الناس وليهبط النور إلى الأرض. من نقطة الحب في القلب الإلهي ليتسرب الحب إلى قلوب الناس وليرجع معلم الكون إلى الأرض. من المركز الذي تعرف منها إرادة الله لتقود الغاية إرادة الناس البسيطة، تلك الغاية التي يدركها المعلمون ويخدمونها. من المركز الذي ندون بالجنس البشري لينتج تسمين الحب والنور ويختم على الباب الذي يقيم به الشر، ليجدد النور والحب والقوة التسمين على الأرض. الله أمين.